There are three things that I enjoy: movies, games, and of course, anime. I even made an obscure anime reference in my Pocahontas video. John Smith was just chilling out with the crew at the schoolyard. Oh yeah. Speaking of anime, today we're going to be talking about my favorite sports anime of all time, Hajime no Ippo, or Fighting Spirit in America, which you probably can't see it that well because of all the lights that I have, but whatever. Underdog type story about Makanouchi Ippo, a shy but kind kid who doesn't have many friends and gets bullied a lot. One day he gets introduced to boxing, and after taking interest in the sport, he trains to help build his confidence and learn what it means to be strong like the pros. The series has been going on since 1989 and now has over 120 volumes with over 1,200 chapters, with 3 anime seasons, 2 TV specials, a few video games, and recently in January of 2020, its own stage play. Because why watch an actual boxing match when you can watch a reenactment of a fictional boxing match? During its 30th anniversary in 2019, George Morikawa, the creator of the series, stated in an interview that the series is about halfway done. After 30 years with over 1,200 chapters, this series is only halfway done. Why? Now that we got all that poo-poo doo-doo backstory out of the way, let's dive into the first season of Hajime no Ippo, where we'll watch Ippo go from a unconfident, shy teen to a slightly more confident Japanese featherweight champ, which I just so happen to have all 75 episodes in this one disc and totally didn't watch it anywhere else. Yep. Sorry about that. We start off with Ippo helping his mom out with the fishing business, who is so wholesome and supportive of Ippo. Put her in S tier where she belongs. Hashtag best girl of the series. All the other girls in the series, C tier minimum. Ippo is a very shy but caring kid. He doesn't have many friends because he spends most of his free time helping his mom out with the fishing business, which he gets bullied for a lot by Umezawa. Best boy Takamura sees Ippo getting bullied and shows off his sick nasty 360 no-scope, teabag, hard R 1v1 kid boxing moves, and takes Ippo to his boxing gym to teach him how to defend himself by breaking his own hands. This is only the first episode. Next, Ippo must spar with the Sasuke of the series, Miyata, who, even though Miyata's been training in this gym a little bit longer than Ippo has, they're about the same age, and Ippo's been training really hard too, so I can imagine being a somewhat close match, and he loses. But Kamigawa, the owner of the boxing gym, was so impressed by Ippo's determination that he decides to let him join the boxing gym officially and train him for a rematch with Miyata in 3 months. During those 3 months, Ippo learns about the uppercut, shadow boxing, and counter punches.
Wonder who he is. Yeah, everything's going just fine, Dad. That must be his dad. That must be his dad.
They say size doesn't matter.
On Ippo's way to the gym, we're introduced to the love interest of the series, Kumi, where Ippo shows his true inner incel by sniffing her from behind without her knowing. Main protagonist, everybody. The rematch between Ippo and Miyata starts.
Miyata's clinching?
Miyata's clinching! Miyata's clinching!
Miyata's clenching! After a grueling match where Ippo clearly should have lost a couple of times, he wins! Ippo meets up with Miyata, and Miyata tells Ippo that he left Kamigawa Gym so that they can fight each other as professional boxers and settle the score. Now Ippo's going to take the certification exam to become a licensed boxer. During the weigh-ins to determine what kind of boxers they're going to be, we're introduced to the bushy-eyed Grim Reaper himself, Mashiba. Ippo passes the certification exam and prepares for his first official match against Yusuke Oda. Yusuke Oda is a very lazy man who, after winning his first official match, became very cocky and arrogant and would skip road work and training in order to hang out with his girlfriend because he believes he's already good enough to beat anybody. Yusuke's girlfriend sets him straight, telling him that if he doesn't get his act together and start training, then they'll break up. And also, if he loses this match, he'll lose his boxing contract, meaning he won't be able to box anymore. So he gains the motivation he needs to start training in order to win the fight. You know, that's another thing that I really enjoy about this show is that we get to spend a lot of time with the opposing side and get to understand their backstory and why they fight and why they want to win this fight in particular. Because a lot of other shows with their antagonists, they're just super evil for the sake of being evil and they have like no backstory or whatever. They're just there for the main character to beat. So it's really nice that this show kind of like has us spend some time with all these other characters. That way we get to understand them and get to know them well and kind of even root for them sometimes, even more than the main character, which is great. Even though it's obvious that Ippo's going to win because he's the main character, which, spoiler alert, he does. For the sake of this video, I'm going to skip through to the finals so that way this video is an hour long. Ippo participates in the Japanese Featherweight Rookie King Championship alongside Miyata, and after winning 3 matches in the tournament, Ippo heads to the finals. The next match is Miyata versus Mashiba, and the winner will face Ippo. In the meantime, Ippo comes across Kumi working at her job as a cashier in a bakery.
Oh, she's looking this way. Oh, she's still looking. What is it? What is it?
Well, you're the only one in the store. She's bored. She's waiting for you to show to the register so you can pay for your food so she can do her job. But you're being a creep because you're moving all over the place. I think she just might be a bitch.
125.5 pounds.
Oh my god, his feet weigh 125 pounds? Jesus. The fight's in Miyata's favor, but Mashiba uses his 125-pound feet to crush Miyata and win the fight. Also, I realized this was not even in the shot. Oops. Man, you know, I know Ippo really wanted to face Miyata in the finals, but hey, these things happen, and even though I'm pretty sure Ippo's a little disappointed, I'm sure he'll be okay. Oh, he mad. During Ippo's training for the finals, we learn that Mashiba and Kumi are... They're brother and sister. Yeah. After the death of their parents, Mashiba and Kumi live alone together in an apartment. Mashiba struggles to keep a job because they always suspect that he's up to no good. I mean, I can't really blame them. Look at those eyebrows. He wants to make it big with boxing so that money will never be an issue for them, and he can help get Kumi into a good college. He's still an asshole, though. The final battle between Ippo and Mashiba begins. Luckily for Ippo, he pulls through and wins. And during the Shirtless Dude Awards, he is crowned the Rookie King Champion of the Year. And now we are introduced to my favorite character, Takeshi Sendo, who is also an S-tier character right alongside Ippo's mom. Put him up there. Ippo, B tier.
Haven't you ever seen a destructive one like this before? Ow, what are you doing? What's the matter, Mr. Takamura?
Meanwhile, Ippo goes to see an orthopedic doctor named Dr. Yamaguchi about his broken hand from his fight with Mashiba. Dr. Yamaguchi goes full flirt mode on Ippo, so Ippo shows us the perfect way to sway such dirty behavior and temptations. Men, take notes. After taking in a few drugs because Ippo is a disgusting human being, the fight between Ippo and Sendo begins.
Time to attack.
You know you're fucked if during a boxing match your opponent just slowly walks towards you. Luckily for Ippo, the steroids kick in and he wins the match. Man, I know Sendo really wanted to win that match so bad. Well, at least he has his fan base to support him.
Okay, we'll take what you got for now.
Oh, he got robbed by some kids. Cool. Anyways, Ippo graduates high school. Oh my god, I forgot he was in high school. You see, high school is a big deal in most modern anime. If Ippo was made today, the series would primarily take place in a high school with like a boxing club or something, and the series would end when they all graduate. But this is the 80s, and in the 80s, we do things tries to apologize to Ippo for bullying him, but he can't because he's a little bitch, and they part ways into adulthood. We're introduced to Eiji Date, the current featherweight champ of Japan. This is the man that Ippo needs to be in order for this video to be over. Now in the next episode... Wait. Oh, is that Miyata?
You suck!
Miyata's in Thailand to train in order to reach Ippo's level. One of his biggest issues, and the issue many boxers face, is weight control. Miyata is a featherweight boxer just like Ippo, but his build is more naturally suited to be a lightweight boxer, so he has to constantly lose weight and maintain that weight loss in order to keep the promise he made with Ippo. Anyways, nobody cares about Miyata, so let's move on. After a sweaty sesh with the boys, they get a surprise interview from Kumiko for a sports magazine.
I think she'd be able to dodge something like this.
You got a direct hit.
You dirty dog! What were you aiming for?
Oh man, this is such a stupid idea. The tit? They punched her in the tit? Can't believe I watched this deplorable 1980s.
Oh God, why?
Now we are introduced to the redhead Russian of mystery who makes my pants scream in victory, Alexander Vorg. The next match is Ippo versus Saeki, the fastest featherweight boxer in Japan, but the match takes too long to start, so he forfeits. Vorg and Ippo meet up and have a bro moment before the match. Vorg explains that one of the reasons he's boxing is to
Drink hot soup.
earn enough money to help his mom who's in the hospital so he can enjoy some
Hot soup.
from her when she's good and healthy. Hell yeah! Get these icky girls out of this show. When we box, we do it for the homies and for our moms. Love you, Mom. She's not dead. The match between Ippo and Vorg begins. Whoever wins will fight the champion Eiji Date. True skill.
My country has sent many top boxers to the world stage, and I've met a lot of interesting fighters with untapped potential, but still, I was never impressed until I met him.
He's just a child. What makes him better than any of the other adult boxers at that gym?
I thanked God.
Oh, I get it. On Chris Hansen. The fight gets real intense. Ippo's short of breath. He's tried everything he knows and it's still not enough to win the fight. So Kamigawa decides it's time to tell Ippo the secret to winning this match that he's been holding on to since episode 1, just for this moment.
Do your best.
This anime is so stupid! Despite how stupid that was, those words gave Ippo the strength he needed to win the match, and now he's ready to fight Eiji Date for the title of Japanese featherweight champ. Before the match, we spend some time exploring Eiji Date's backstory. Back in Mexico, he was training for the world title. Unfortunately, he loses horribly, giving him that scar we've seen him with. Back home, he comes to find that his wife is hospitalized and their baby died when she fell down some stairs due to anemia. Years later, they have another child, and Date quits boxing in order to become a salaryman to support his family. Of course, deep down, he wants to continue boxing.
We'll see you later, hon.
What the fuck was that? After some drama, Date's wife convinces him to continue boxing, and he trains his way all the way back up to the Japanese featherweight champ. See, this is what I mean. We spend almost an entire episode talking about a main character who isn't a part of the main cast, fleshing him out and his backstory, motivations, reason for boxing, the good, the bad of the character. It's great, I love it. Like a lot of other shonen anime will just spend not a lot of focus on characters who aren't a part of the main cast and just make them very one-note and stereotypical characters, villains, protagonists, whatever. So I can really appreciate when Hajime no Ippo takes the time to like really delve into a character and make us appreciate them more, which is really cool in my opinion. The fight between Ippo and Date for the belt begins, and Ippo's classmates even show up to support him for the match.
Ah, screw it! I'll take the punch. Get my legs to work. If you can just do that, I'll tear him to pieces, I promise. I'll smash him in the face till it caves in. And where's all this power coming from, you freaking mutant? Don't try and stop me, Ref. It's over when I say it is.
After so many wins, Ippo finally loses a match. Ippo's having a hard time dealing with his first loss, but luckily for him, he has his friends to support him along the way.
Hey there, loser!
You're a pathetic little loser.
Date goes back to challenge the world title, and with the Japanese championship belt vacant, Sendo and Vorg fight each other for the belt. Sendo wins by decision, because he's the best character, #0 bias, becoming the new Japanese featherweight champ. After some time has passed, Ippo is ready for his next match, and during this fight, we see the most iconic move that got me and many other fans into this series, the Dempsey Roll. I remember I watched this video called Top 10 Anime Attacks by this dude named Zaniax Top 10, and in that video it showed the Dempsey Roll from the Hajime no Ippo Champions Road movie, and middle school me was definitely very impressed, and I was really interested in the show. In order for Ippo to be ready for his next title match with Sendo, the boys go to the mountains to train, and they meet up with Kamigawa's old boxing buddy, Nakota. After training, Ippo and Kamigawa go to see one of Sendo's matches against a dude named Shigeta. Sendo wasn't doing too hot during this match, but eventually he remembers he has legs, and pummels Shigeta half to death.
The sounds of pummeled flesh fill the hall! Is someone gonna put a stop to this?
Oh god, I am so sorry. I'm new, it's my first day. I just thought that I started the match and then y'all just box until you're tired. My mistake. I promise it won't happen ever again. After the match, Shigeta got beaten up so bad that he developed punch-eye, aka traumaphobia, which is the fear of getting hit. The match between Ippo and Sendo begins, and as soon as the bell rings, Ippo immediately uses the Dempsey Roll, winning the fight.
He gives it back with a counter!
Okay, I think overall the dub is okay. The characters fit and they do a pretty decent job, but I can't deny that sometimes the dub kind of sucks for this show and the sub is a lot better. Okay, so that was pretty good. For this scene, I know it's supposed to be very intense and action-packed heavy because you're in the middle of a boxing match, but for this I just want you to do a very basic uninspired grunt, like you just stepped in a puddle of water and so now your shoes and socks are all wet and that makes you very uncomfortable. Okay? Alright, cool. One take only? Okay, so for this scene, you're in the middle of the boxing match. It's intense. This dude just uppercutted you in the face. You're covered in blood. I want you to yell like you're gonna murder this man. And then in post, we're gonna add the subtle sound of a tiger roaring in the middle of your yell to help symbolize how angry you are and that you're strong and as fierce as a tiger. Finally, Ippo launches one last Dempsey Roll, winning the match, and becomes the Japanese featherweight champ of Japan. And that's it. That's season 1 of Hajime no Ippo. We got to see the underground story of how Ippo went from a shy young teen with no courage and no friends to now a young adult boxing champion who has many friends and is both confident inside and outside the ring more than he was in the beginning. It's a very fun, inspirational story where you learn a lot about the sport. It's great. So I would highly recommend this show for you guys, especially during these quarantine times. You got something to do, something to watch, there you go. So if you want to get in this show, I'd highly recommend if you like anime or sports. So this is how you do it if you want to get caught up with Hajime no Ippo. You watch season 1 of Hajime no Ippo. Then you watch the movie called Champions Road. And then you watch the OVA TV special, which is about 60 minutes, called Kimura vs. Mashiba, which, I wonder what, that's all about. And then you watch season 2, then season 3. So you'd start with the manga from about chapter 556 onward. Anyways, that's about it. If you guys like what I do, you can check out my other reviews, or you can check out my 1 second of every single episode of One Piece video that I've done. Part 2 is coming after this video. Also, if you want to check out more stuff of me, I have my gaming channel, which is more my main stuff. Me and my friends, we basically play a bunch of different kinds of games like Spyro, Shadow of the Colossus, Mega Man, Demon Souls, Dark Souls, you name it. We upload twice a week, so you can check that out in the meantime while you wait for my videos. And yeah, thank you guys so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.